All right, here we go, guys. Class 2 vocabulary for Basics of Biblical Greek, Chapter 17. Agapao. I love or I cherish. Remember, these are contract verbs, so the alpha here that shows up in the lexical form is not going to show up when it shows up in the real world, in the New Testament, that sort of thing. It would just be agapo. The alpha is there to show you that it's an alpha contract. Probably won't throw you off, but just a reminder. Ta diamanian, demon. Zeteo, I seek, desire, or try to obtain. Kaleo, I call, I name, or I invite. Laleo, I speak or I say. Also related to Lego, you now have two words, Lego and laleo, that mean pretty much the same thing. Maybe a little bit different shade of meaning there, but just a couple different ways to say pretty much the same thing. Oida, I know or I understand. Also notice that this is the first verb you've encountered that doesn't end in that omega. It's oida. This is a weird form. It's going to do some weird things, so we just need to be aware that oida can be rather strange. Hatan, it's a particle. It means whenever. Playon or playon, both ways to say larger or more. Playrao, another contract verb. It's an omicron contract. That's what this means right here. So it would show up in the real world as playro, but it means I fill, I complete, or I fulfill. So filling like a jar or fulfilling like a prophecy or something like that. Fulfill a command, that sort of thing. Same type deal, both covered by this word. Poieo, another contract, epsilon contract. I do or I make. Very common word, shows up a lot in the New Testament. By the way, it can also mean like create, like make in the sense of create something, make out of nothing, that sort of thing. Tereo, I keep or I guard or I observe. So this can be keeping commandments. This can be guarding a door, something like that. Both of those are the same. The Hebrew background word for this is shamar, okay, where they guarded the garden, they kept the garden, that sort of thing. So that's the equivalent of this word here. And at this point, you know 191 Greek words. If you've been following along and keeping up, make sure you go back through and practice and learn the ones you don't know or that fall out of your head, because sometimes that happens, that attrition. But you now know over 72% of the word occurrences in the New Testament. That is pretty cool. So keep going, friends.